Namaste. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you're at. The practice today is going to be on moving with attention and mindfulness. Sort of a moving meditation. So we'll go a little bit slower, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be necessarily easier. Sometimes slower is a little bit harder. We're going to start in Tadasana, and we'll spend a fair amount of time on our feet. Again, I think one of the biggest challenges many of us are facing at the moment is keeping moving. We're doing a lot more sitting probably than usual. So we'll work with some standing postures, going slow, focused on sensation and movement of energy. And then we'll do some belly down back bends, and we'll finish with a few restorative type of postures. So you'll need a blanket and 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, it certainly is manageable, but for the practice today, you will need a blanket. Even a really big beach towel will work if you don't have a yoga blanket, so you don't need a special blanket at all. So come to Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring the inner edges of your feet together. Put your hands on your abdomen and close your eyes. Begin to breathe very slowly through your nose. If you're familiar with Ujjayi Pranayama, you may use it. If you're not familiar with Ujjayi Pranayama, there's a tutorial for it in the YouTube channel here, so take a look for that. Breathe very slowly through your nose, and notice how your abdomen rises and falls when you breathe. Begin to slow your breath rate way down. Inhale slowly through your nose, again using Ujjayi to facilitate the rate and depth of breathing. Exhale slowly through your nose. Put your awareness and attention on breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Slow exhale. Keeping your breath rate really slow and focused. Put the palms of your hands at your sides. Inhale and open your eyes. Exhale here. Inhale, raise your arms and put the palms of your hands together, pressing your little fingers firm. Squeeze your inner thighs together and tighten up your tummy. Reach to the left. Squeeze your head with your upper arms. Keep squeezing your legs together. Keep your breath going. Inhale back to stand. Exhale to the right. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your biceps to your ears, reach. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, come to stand. Exhale, squeeze your arms and legs, reach left again. Bring your left rib cage to your left hip. And then reach. Breathe. Inhale, back up. Exhale, go right. Slow, controlled, focused breathing. Keep your face and eyes soft. Inhale. Exhale over your arms. Take a breath here. Put your hands to your hips and then widen your feet wider than hip distance. I call this one golfer's twist. Take your right arm to the front. Put your left hand on your right shoulder. Raise your left heel. Exhale, pivot on the ball of your left foot, soften your right knee, turn to the right and follow your right thumb. Reach back and look up. Inhale to the front. Right hand, left shoulder, left arm to the front. Raise your right heel. Breathe in. Exhale, turn to the left. Pivot on the ball of your right foot and follow your left hand. Relax your face. Inhale back to the front. Returning to the right side. Left hand, right shoulder, right arm out. Raise your left heel. Exhale, twist right. Go a little further this time. Relax your jaw. Inhale back to the front. Exhale, change sides. Right hand, left shoulder. Raise your right heel. Exhale, turn left. Follow your hand. Relax your face. Reach. Inhale back to the front. Exhale, breathe here into Tadasana. We're going to enter and exit standing poses from the front of the mat today, using a very slow and controlled entry again. Your work today is on slowing down, focusing, and staying present in the moment. Starting at the front of the mat with your feet hip distance. Inhale, raise your arms. Raise your left knee. Now pause here and take a breath. Soften your right knee. Kick your left heel to your butt, hold. Step back. Straighten your knee and turn your arms out shoulder height. Take a look at where your feet landed and maybe you want to take your feet a little wider. Make sure that your right foot points forward. Turn your left toes in a little. We're going to Utthita Trikonasana. Pull your knees up. Exhale, shift your hips left. Reach to the right. Put your right hand down, take your left arm up. Turn your shoulders out, look to your top thumb. As you squeeze your legs, focus on your breathing. And begin to slow your breath rate using your ujjayi. Put your mind on what it feels like to be in this shape. Inhale, come to stand. Turn your legs to parallel. Put your hands on your hips. Exhale, return to the front of the mat. With your feet hip distance, raise your arms, raise your right knee. Soften your left. Kick your right heel to your butt. Squeeze your hamstring here, pause. Step back. Take your arms shoulder height and turn to the right side of the mat now. Check that your left foot is pointing forward and turn your right foot in slightly. Draw your knees up and move your hips to the right, reach left. Exhale, put your left hand down, raise your right arm and turn your shoulders out as you look up. Keep squeezing your legs and then put your mind on the feeling of being in the pose. Breathe slowly in. Breathe slowly out. Press into your feet. Inhale, raise your chest. Turn your feet parallel. Touch your heart. Exhale, return to the front of the mat and breathe here. Inhale, raise your arms, raise your left leg. Soften your right. Kick your butt. Step it back. Turn to the left side. Bring your arms shoulder height. Check that your right foot is straight. Go into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Turn your left toes in a little bit and reach into your left arm. Bend your right knee. Take a look where you landed and you're working to put your knee about over your ankle. You might find that you need a longer stance and take the left leg back. Push through your right inner knee, tighten and squeeze the left leg. Look at your right hand. Relax your jaw and now put your attention on slow breath through your nose. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Turn your legs parallel. Touch your heart. Exhale, step back to the front of the mat and breathe. Inhale, raise your arms, raise your right leg. Soften your left. Kick your heel to your butt. Cramp your hamstring a moment. Step it way back. Turn to the right side of the mat. Check that your left foot is straight and line up your left heel about with the arch of the right foot. Turn your right toes in slightly. Reach into your right arm as you look left and exhale, bend your left knee. Then see where you landed. Put your knee over your ankle and push through your inner knee. At the same time, extend actively into the right leg. Now look at your left hand. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out slowly. Make your eyes and jaw very soft. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Turn your legs parallel. Touch your heart. Exhale, return to the front of the mat. Breathe. Inhale, raise your arms, raise your left knee. Soften your right. Heel the butt, squeeze your hamstring. Step back. Turn to the left, bring your arms shoulder height. Turn your right foot out, turn your left toes in. Utthita Parshva Konasana, extended side angle pose. Reach to your left hand as you bend your right knee. Put your knee over your ankle and push through your inner knee. Reach actively into your left leg. We're going to practice a modification of Parshva Konasana today. Exhale, shift your hips left as you reach right. your forearm to your thigh. Turn your chest out. Stretch your left bicep along your ear and reach. Breathe. Swing your right buttock underneath you as you press your left thigh bone back. Look up. Press firmly into your right heel, squeeze the left leg, lift your chest, straighten your knee. Turn your feet to parallel, touch your heart, exhale, come back to the front of the mat again. Breathe here. Inhale, raise your arms, raise your right knee. Soften your left. Kick your butt. Squeeze your right hamstring now. Step it back. Turn to the right, bring your arms shoulder height. Line up your left heel with the arch of your right foot. Reach to your right arm as you bend your left knee. Press your left inner knee forward as you squeeze into the right leg. Now move your hips right. Reach into that right leg. Put your left forearm to your thigh, turn your chest up. Stretch your right bicep along your ear and reach. Relax your face and put the effort into your legs. Squeeze your right leg. Press your left heel to the mat. Breathing. Press your left heel down. Inhale, lift your chest. Straighten your leg. Turn your legs parallel, touch your heart. Exhale, come round to the front again. Breathe here. Inhale, raise your arms, raise your left knee. Soften your right knee. Kick your butt. Step back to a high lunge now. So take your left leg back, 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 till your right hip comes down. Option to keep your left heel lifted. Option, put your heel down for a warrior one. Press your right inner knee forward. Bring your right rib cage back. So left ribs forward, right ribs back. Actively take your left leg back. Pull your ribs down slightly as you raise your arms. Now breathe here. Push your right inner knee forward as you squeeze into the left. Inhale, straighten your knee. Turn to the left. Touch your heart. Exhale, come to the front and breathe. Inhale, raise your arms, raise your right knee. Bend your left. Kick your butt. Step back to a high lunge and wiggle it back to get your left hip down. Option to put your right heel down. Take your left ribs back, right ribs forward, push through your left inner knee. Actively stretch the right leg to the back. Look up. Breathe slowly. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Turn right, touch your heart, exhale, come to the front and breathe. next asana is Parshavottanasana, intense side stretching. You can hold your elbows, or you can take Prashimi Namaskarasana. Standing with your feet hip distance at the front. Step your left foot to the center of the mat. Check that your left toes point towards the front left corner. Tighten at your knees, bring your left rib cage forward. Inhale, raise your heart. Exhale, push down into your feet as you turn your left hip down. Pull your knees up. Fold over your right leg. Bring your left rib cage down, bring your left shoulder down. Touch your ribs to your thigh and put your chin on your shin. Keep squeezing your legs. Now slow, controlled breathing here. Inhale, look forward. Pull with the back of your legs to stand up. Step up to the front. Step your right foot to the center. Check that your right toes point towards the front right corner. Tighten your legs. Bring your right ribs forward. Inhale, raise your heart. Exhale, push into your feet and turn your right hip and thigh in as you fold over your left leg. Squeeze your legs and drop your chest. Put your ribs to your thigh. Bring your shin to your chin. Lower your right ribs and right shoulder. Now breathe here. Press into your feet and look forward. Then pull with the backs of your legs to stand up. Step up to the front. Release your arms, breathe here. Parvrita Trikonasana, revolve triangle. Put a block between your feet. With your hands to your hips, step your left foot to the center of the mat. Check that your left toes point towards the front left corner. Pull your right hip back and squeeze both legs, then inhale, raise your left arm. Exhale, pull your right hip back, push into your feet as you reach forward. Use your legs here. Super strong legs to free up your spine. Put your hand on the block or put your hand on the floor. Option for bigger challenge, take your hand outside your right foot. Now shift forward a little bit and turn your chest right. Squeeze both legs straight, reach up through your right hand and look at your right thumb. Breathe here. Turn your rib cage. Relax your face. Exhale, bring your hand down. Shift your body weight back. Press into your feet. Both hands to your hips. Slowly stand up. Step to the front. Step your right foot to the center. Check your right toes point to the right corner. Pull your left hip back. Bring your right rib cage forward. Inhale, raise your right arm. Super squeeze your legs. Exhale, start to go forward. Press into your feet as you reach. Make your spine long as you fold. Exhale, hand to the block or the floor. Shift a little bit forward as you turn to the left. Squeeze your legs. Reach your left hand up now. Keep pushing your head forward and your hips back as you extend into your left hand. Breathe here. Exhale, put your hand to your hip, turn your chest down. Put both hands to your hips. Inhale, back to stand. Exhale, step to the front. Breathe. Utkatasana, fierce pose. We're going to take Utkatasana really, really slowly to the floor, and we'll begin some belly down back bends after that. Start with your feet hip distance and raise your arms shoulder distance. Breathe in. Now exhale, bend your knees and push your butt back. Extend into your thumbs so that you feel your back muscles working. Now pull the sides of your waist in. No back pain here. You want to feel strong back muscles, strong legs. Relax your face. Look up. Breathe. Arms to the front, push your butt back more, bring your hips level with your knees. Fingertips touch the mat. Exhale, step to a downward dog. So you're going to make a pyramid shape with your body and pull your butt way up in the air. Press your hands to the front and get your chest back. Slow breath through your nose. Inhale, come forward to a plank. We're going to take a slow chaturanga to the mat. You have the option, as always, to put your knees down as we do this. You also can lay on a blanket to provide some support for the next few postures. Super squeeze your inner thighs and tighten up your bottom. Pull the sides of your hips in. Pull your belly button to your spine, look forward. Shift forward onto the tips of your toes. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your legs. Look forward. Slowly start to bend your elbows back. Don't let your hips drop. Really strong legs here. Keep lowering. Slowly to the floor. Stretch your legs back now. And reach your arms back for Shalabhasana, locust. We'll start by lifting chest only. Squeeze your legs together, pull your outer hips in, push your pubic bone to the floor. Press the tops of your toes down as you lift your chest. Now pull your shoulders back and squeeze the muscles along your spine. Pull your head back a little bit.
Now raise your legs. Contract the whole back side of your body here. Exhale, come down, put your right cheek to the floor, relax. Round 2, Shalabhasana, we'll start by lifting legs first. I really encourage you to go slow with all of this. Slower isn't actually easier, slower is a little bit harder. Working to really understand and control your body, you have to slow down and pay attention. So rushing through the practice or trying to get into the final expression of the asana often will slow down your progress. To make change, you gotta slow down and pay attention. So here we go. Chin to floor, legs together, squeeze your butt, raise your legs. Keep your chin down. Work on just lifting your legs. Now lift your chest and reach back. Reach back. Keep squeezing. Whole back side of your body, tighten it up. Exhale, come down, put your left cheek to the mat, look right, relax, breathe. Our next back bend is Bhujangasana. Separate your legs hip distance. Put your hands by your rib cage. Squeeze your legs, tighten your bottom, push your pubic bone to the floor. Now with your chin to the mat, pull your shoulders back. Pull your shoulders down. Hug your elbows in. Lift your chest. As you come up, pull your shoulders away from your ears and press with your legs. Keep your pubic bone on the ground. Use your legs more, and against the strength of your legs, lift and arch back. Look up. More legs. Exhale, come down. Put your right cheek to the mat. Take your arms to the back, breathe. Round 2. Again, stretch your legs back, bring them hip distance, press the tops of your feet down. Put your hands by your ribs, bring your chin to the mat. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your bottom, pull your belly button back, pull your shoulders down. Inhale, lift. Keep your shoulders down as you come up. Now begin to really super squeeze your legs. If you can access the energy of your legs, the back bend's going to feel so much better. Press your pubic bone to the floor. Press your legs to the floor. Look up. Breathe. Exhale, come down. Put your left cheek to the mat. Take your arms to the back. Relax. As you inhale, come onto your hands and knees. Circle your bottom a few times to relax your back. And reverse it. From here, come to sit for Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. We'll do a few more back bends shortly, and they'll be of a more restorative type.
Restorative practices are extremely useful, and I really recommend, especially if you live a high-stress life, to do restorative at least once a week. But for now, we'll do a more active variation of Baddha Konasana. So bringing the soles of your feet together, walk your body towards your heels. Start with your hands to the back. Press your legs to the floor. Pull your shoulders back, lift your chest. And use your hands to help support the lift of your spine. Then look across. Make your eyes and jaw soft. Begin slow cycles of Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in. Breathe out. Option now to hold your feet with your hands, but as you hold your feet, did you drop your chest? Pull your heels towards you, lift your chest, broaden your collarbones, look across. Breathe. Exhale, soften. We're going to very slowly make our way into a variation of Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, first variation. This is often called pigeon pose. So you're going to start first with your legs in a zigzag. So if you turn your left knee up and take your left knee wide, bring your right leg forward. I'm going to turn from the side. I think you'll have a better view of what I'm doing here. So make your right knee and right ankle on one line if possible. And I just have my left leg turned in and to the side to start. Put your hands to your heart and now really press your right leg down into the floor. Press it down. Then raise it up. And notice how far to the back you have to lean to get your leg off the floor. Put your leg down. Press down as hard as you can. Press the right leg down. Then release it and pick it up as high as you can. One more time. Press your right leg down first. Squeeze it to the floor. Pick it up. And put it down. From here, begin to slide the left leg back. So you need to be careful about your right knee. You don't want sensation in your knee. That's always a danger sign. So if you have knee pain, back out until you no longer have knee pain. Also bringing the right heel a little bit in can assist with that. Ideally, it's best to practice under the direct guidance of a teacher. When the student is with me in the room, I'm able to give a lot more information that's very specific to the student. So practicing online is going to ask for you to pay a lot more attention to what you're feeling and to adjust or modify to where you feel comfortable. If it feels good, it's good. Okay. Start to take your left leg back. Turn your left thigh in. Roll your left hip down. So you might find as you do that the right hip comes way off the floor. You can take your blanket or a block underneath the right hip. Stay in an upright position. Walk your left leg back. Raise your heart. Press your right leg down as you lift your chest. Lift your gaze. Now breathe in. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Exhale. So if you have a prop underneath the right hip, take it away, and then lean to the right so that you can bring the left leg to the front. Now take the left shin parallel with the front of the mat and turn your right knee in. Again, making the zigzag legs. With your hands to your heart, press your left leg down. Push it to the floor. Then raise it as high as you can, noticing if you're tipping way to the back to do that. Put it back down, press down, really firmly squeeze the left leg to the mat. Pick it up. One more time, press it down. Pick it up. And now put it down. Start to slide your right leg to the back. Turn your right hip and thigh in. Again, if your left buttock starts to come up, you put something underneath your blanket block. Walk your right leg straight up. Roll your right hip to the floor. Now lift your chest. Press your left leg down, raise your heart, raise your gaze and breathe. Exhale, get softer. If you've got a prop under the left, remove it and lean left to bring your right leg back to the floor. We'll practice Bharadvajasana, first variation as a modification, so without the bind. This is a seated twist. If you start with your feet to the front, swing both feet to the left and put your left ankle in the arch of your right foot. Then scoot your butt back a little bit. So left ankle, arch of right foot. So the right foot's on the bottom. Now widen your knees, and with your hands to your knees, inhale, raise your chest. Exhale, put your left hand to your right knee, take your right hand behind you, turn your left hip and thigh in, turn your chest to the right, turn your head to the right and look right. Use the muscles of your torso to squeeze and turn your chest to the right. Now keep turning right, look over your left shoulder. Chest to the right, look left. Relax your jaw. Breathe in. And breathe out. Then inhale, come back to the front. Swing your legs to the right. Put your right ankle in the arch of your left foot. Again, untuck your bottom and widen your knees. With your hands on your knees, inhale, raise your heart. Exhale, right hand, left knee, left hand behind, and turn your right hip and thigh in. Turn your chest to the left, look left. Relax your jaw as you turn. Keep your chest left, look over your right shoulder. Turn your chest to the left as you look right. Inhale, come back to the front. For the next position, you're going to need your blocks. We're going to do a variation of Paryankasana or couch pose, which is, we'll be using the blocks, so it'll have a more restorative aspect to it for a back bend. If you don't have blocks, you can just try doing it flat on your back. It might be a little bit difficult with the legs. If you don't have blocks, the other option would be to substitute with Setu Bandha, which is bridge pose. And of course, you always have the option of just resting and focusing on your breath until we move to the next asana. So for Paryankasana variation, you'll need your two blocks. So your blocks can be set on medium or on high. As we come into it, you want your bottom to stay on the mat. So if you put the blocks on high and your butt is floating, then it's too much and you should go to a medium-sized block. You're going to put the edge of the block just above breastline. So just above breastline. You don't want this in the middle of your back. and you don't want it in your low back. Variations for legs, so easiest to most difficult would be, easiest would be to just have your legs out in front like Dandasana. Bigger challenge is to sit in Virasana, seated hero. So sitting in Virasana can put a lot of strain on knees, ankles, and hips. So if you have any pain in your joints, stick with legs to the front. Taking your blocks, put them in your upper back. So you're going just above breast line. Keep your bottom on the floor and hold your head with your hands. Now squeeze your elbows in and drop your head back. If you can touch the blocks, then the blocks are in the right position. If you're unable to touch your blocks, you've got them too low, so move them closer to your head. Now relax and get heavy on the blocks. You're going to use the blocks to create the back bend. Every time you exhale, get a little heavier. Relax your face and jaw. Slow breathing. Using your hands for support, slowly bring your head back up. Come back to seated and stretch your legs out to the front. The next one's a variation of Baddha Konasana, and you'll need your blanket or your towel for this one. So if you have a yoga blanket, from storage fold, you're going to open it up one time. So you want to shape about like this. From here, make a really long blanket roll. If you have blocks, you can use them again. If you don't have blocks, that's okay. You can just have your back flat on the mat. I'm pretty sure most of us have big towels at home, so even if you don't have a blanket, do use a towel. It will make the posture feel more relaxing. But again, if you don't have anything, you can certainly do it without any props at all. So if you've got the blocks, you're going to line them up together like this. And then I want the end of the block here, the one closest to me, to go on my upper back where I just had the blocks for Paryapasana. So I'll start with the soles of my feet together for Baddha Konasana, and you're going to take the blanket over the tops of your feet and under your shins. This is going to provide some support for your legs to relax against, and as we do this posture, you don't want to be in discomfort or feel like you're straining. So again, I can do this without the blocks and just lay flat on my back, but with the blocks, I'm going to scoot my bottom towards my heels and get that first block edge right in my upper back there. Then my head will come to the second block. Maybe you find out that your head is way back like this, chin is higher than forehead. You can always put the second block on high. Now turn the palms of your hands up, roll your shoulders out, relax. So in this shape, the blocks are providing a back bend. The blanket is allowing your lower body to relax. Close your eyes here and take a few cycles of breath through your nose. Every time you breathe out, get a little heavier. Let your body relax on the props. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Start at the top of your head, and as you exhale, Soften your forehead. Then soften the muscles around your eyes. Soften the muscles of your jaw. Now make your shoulders really heavy. Slowly breathe out through your nose and soften your ribcage. Relax your hip creases. Exhale, make your legs very heavy on the blanket. Once your body is heavy and still, put your attention at your breath and follow the pattern of breathing. How your chest rises on inhale, and how everything gets softer when you breathe out. Follow your breath for a few cycles. Inhale through your nose. Slow exhale. Now turn the palms of your hands down and open your eyes. Using your arms for support, bring your body back up. And now take the props away to lay on your back. Once you're on your back, bring your knees into your chest and rock a little bit right and left. Start to relax your back. Slow breath in. Slower breath out. Relax your face. Inhale here. When you exhale, squeeze into a little ball, touch your nose to your knees. And then inhale for Shavasana. So again, you want to be relaxed on your back here. Take a moment. Wiggle, adjust shoulders, hips, scoot your tailbone down more. You can always put the blanket under your knees if you need more support. You can also rest on your right side if laying on your back isn't suitable for today. And turn your hands up and close your eyes. Take a slow breath out your nose. And rest here until you hear my voice again. like to relax longer, just pause the video. To move out of Shavasana, turn to your right side. Keeping your eyes closed or soft, bring your body up to sit again. Pause with your hands at your heart for a breath. Slow inhale. And slow exhale. Dedicate and offer your practice and efforts now. Practice peace. Practice peace so that you can guide and assist others to also practice peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. When you exhale, drop your hands, lower your chin, and very slowly open your eyes. So thank you for watching again with me today. I hope you enjoyed the practice, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.